Hot take, I really liked Star Wars the Acolyte and I'm upset that it got cancelled. Well, I know I am very late to the party with this video, so for any of you who don't know what I'm talking about, let me quickly explain. Basically, the Acolyte was a Star Wars Disney Plus show that got one season and took place before the events of any of the mainline movies in the 3 trilogies. The season ended on a cliffhanger and was supposed to get a second one, but after pretty terrible reviews from the audience and it not making any real money, the show was cancelled. Now, the reason the Acolyte was cancelled after just one season was because Star Wars fans, after watching it, pretty much wrote it off as another piece of Disney Star Wars slop, just like the sequel trilogies. People complained that the show had lazy writing, bad pacing, bad action and cinematography, that the plot made no sense and was uninspired and unoriginal, really didn't feel like it fit in with the Star Wars universe, wasn't lore accurate. Basically, everything about the show people had issues with. And while I'm not going to claim that the Acolyte was necessarily a good show, I do think it had a really interesting premise, even if the writing was a little sloppy and not all the way there. The overall idea and concept behind the story and the characters written for it were really unique and interesting, and I frankly enjoyed and liked most of the characters. I also did not think the cinematography and the fighting scenes were really as bad as people say they were. I really liked most of the action in the show. I thought it was a huge step up compared to some of other Disney Star Wars work like the sequel trilogy. I also really liked the main villain of this show just because I thought the whole, funny, goofy, comedic relief, unserious character being like the twist villain was just a cool twist. Well, this trope isn't anything new, but I feel like it was done really well in this show, and I was really looking for them to explore it more, and then they never did because, it got canceled. And I also really liked the concept, even though many people didn't, of their 2 main characters being twins that were conjured by the Force itself and highly Force sensitive. The other main reason I'm mad that the show got canceled is because I'm pretty sure I already knew exactly how it was going to end and where this was going to fit into the Star Wars narrative, but now I never get to know if my prediction was right. This 3rd season ended with a teaser showing this mysterious shadowy figure who was obviously Darth Plagueis. I don't know in the Star Wars lore, even though we never see Darth Plagueis in any actual television media. Outside of the Acolyte, in the lore, Darth Plagueis created Anakin Skywalker using nothing but the Force. This is how he was able to be born with such a high midichlorian count and without a father. Since the show also has 2 highly Force-sensitive characters that were created using nothing but the Force, the show is going to show how Darth Plagueis discovered this power through these 2 characters and then used it for himself to create Anakin Skywalker. And that's how it was going to tie in to the rest of the Star Wars narrative, since this does take place before the prequel trilogy. Obviously, I'm sure I'm not the only one that thought this, since it was pretty obvious that this was going to have to do with Darth Plagueis in some way. I'm still upset that the show got canceled, because it wasn't the best thing ever. It still looked really promising, and I was generally excited for season 2. But yeah, tell me what you all thought about the show if you've seen it, and if not, thanks for watching, I guess.